Hello, my dear students. Welcome to this English class. Children, let's continue with the revision for semester 1. We have already covered semester 1 revision part 1, wherein we revised the poems and the essay writing skills. Today, let's continue with revision part 2. Today, we shall revise the prose section, that is the chapters. I shall be taking up 2 chapters today, that is a new name, chapter number 4, and the mask, that is chapter number 5. So children, come on, let's get started. To begin with, chapter number 4, a new name. I hope you remember the story of a 10-year-old Korean girl, Kim Sun-hee. It's at a time when the Japanese have taken over and a new law has been imposed, that is all Koreans have to take their new Japanese names. And Kim has to take a new name, that is Kaneyama Kyoko, which has been carefully selected by a father. The new Japanese name is closely related to the meaning of her original Korean name. It means rays of brightness. Now in the class everyone is confused because they have been given new Japanese name and now they're finding it difficult to remember the names of the new Japanese names of their friends. Kim is initially very careful, but then finally she makes a mistake, and that also in the presence of the Japanese officer who has been appointed to see that all are following the rules. So then she calls a friend by a original Korean name, and the Japanese officer then prompts the teacher to punish her. So Kim is punished by the teacher, and Kim is very angry because she thinks it's very unfair that they have been given new Japanese name but not enough time to remember the names. A mother then soothes her wells, that is those marks that are caused by the beating. She soothes them with a pack of herbs. Kim is very angry because she thinks the whole thing, everything is unfair over here because they've been given new Japanese name but not enough time to remember the Japanese name, and she's very angry. The marks do not vanish very soon, and so she's very happy that because each time she looks at the mark she remembers that incident, and then that makes her angry. So she wants to remain angry about the very fact that she has been given new Japanese name. And along with her is also her best friend Tomo, who is very angry. He is also very cross, even though he's a Japanese, but he's angry that Kim has to take a new Japanese name. He tries many times to get used to her new name, but then each time it's like a tongue twister and he makes mistakes, and then he finds it very funny because he makes all funny sounds and then he starts laughing. So Tomo and Kim have a good laugh together. Kim is very happy because her new Japanese name is being taken with disrespect. Tomo then asks Kim whether he can use her original Korean name just when the two of them are there, but Kim is very concerned about Tomo because he's a son of a school principal, and she doesn't want him to fall in trouble because she knows that if he gets used to her original name, he might forget her Japanese name, and then he would lose his reputation. So she asks him to use the new Japanese name. But then she understood that Tomo was being very concerned with her and he wanted to show his anger that she had to use a new Japanese name. So that is the story. So let's take the quick summary of this particular chapter. Let's do the revision. There are many meanings. I'll just read a few. Please go through this video slowly. You can pause the video and learn the meanings. Giggled, laughed, glanced at me, looked at me. To lose face means to lose one's reputation. Who is the author of the lesson A New Name? The author of the lesson A New Name is Linda Sue Park. Brief moments means very short moments. Cross means angry. Pleased is to be happy. To lose face means to lose one's reputation. Kim and his father chooses Japanese names that reflect their Korean roots. What is the job of the Japanese officer? The Japanese officer had to ensure that all the students were learning to be good citizens of the empire. What made Tomo laugh? Tomo laughed because of the funny sounds he made each time he called out Kyoko. So there are some of the summary points of this particular chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter. The Mask, that is chapter number 5. The Mask has been written by the author Satyajit Ray. Remember students, this particular chapter, it's about a mystery that is being solved. Here the characters are, there's a retired old man, Rajan Babu, and there's Tinkuri Babu who stays there with him as a paying guest. And we have Feluda, who is the sleuth, that is a detective trying to solve some mysteries, and his cousin Topshe. Now the mystery is that Rajan Babu receives a threatening letter, and it says be prepared to pay for your sins. So he is very much disturbed, and so Feluda tries to solve the mystery as to who must have sent the threatening letter. Now during the investigation, they come upon 3 suspects, that is Dr. Phony Mitra, who is Rajan Babu's doctor, and Mr. Goshal, who is the antique collector, and Prabir, who is Rajan Babu's son. However, they do not have any confirmed evidences against either of them, any of them. So the case reaches a stage where they have 3 suspects, but they're not a single culprit. Then one fine day, Rajan Babu calls everyone at his place. He is very much pale and disturbed because the previous night he sees a masked man in the middle of the night, and because of which he is very much frightened, and he could not sleep that whole night. So he has spent a sleepless night, and so he is very much disturbed. Dr. Phony Mitra attends to him and asks him to remain calm, whereas Feluda tries to investigate who the masked man must be. Just then Tinkuri Babu says that he has to leave for Calcutta, and that he is helpless because he cannot postpone his stay, and that he cannot be there to solve the mystery. So Tinkuri Babu moves towards Calcutta, and Feluda and Topshe then decide to stay for that night with Rajan Babu. So Feluda and Topshe decide to stay with Rajan Babu for that night because they don't find it right to leave him alone, as he's very much disturbed. Now that night when Topshe is sleeping, he suddenly gets up and he senses somebody standing over him, and when he opens his eyes, he sees a masked man. He's about to scream. Just then the person removes the mask, and then he sees that it is Feluda, his own cousin. Then Feluda asks him to wear the same mask, and then they get the smell of cheroot. So then they understand that the culprit is none other than Tinkuri Babu, the paying guest at Rajan Babu's house, because he was the only one who was using cheroot. So now they understand that he is the real culprit. The next morning, then they narrate the entire incident to Rajan Babu. Who is very much shocked, and just then he receives a letter. The letter has been addressed to Rajan Babu and it is from Tinkuri Babu. Now this is the letter which takes away the suspense and reveals the actual culprit. So it is Tinkuri Babu who says that it was he who had sent the threatening letter because he wanted to take revenge on Rajan Babu. Now this is because it is due to some incident that occurred in his childhood that he had lost a medal in a race just because Rajan Babu had tripped him and he had lost the race. So this disturbed Tinkuri Babu a lot and he could not take his revenge on Rajan Babu because his father had got a transfer, so he did not get the opportunity to take revenge. Now after many years, when Tinkuri Babu accidentally comes to Rajan Babu's house as a paying guest, he sees his childhood photo and then he realizes that it is his classmate, the same classmate who had caused him so much of pain by tripping him down and making him lose the medal. So now he found this a golden opportunity to take revenge on him, and so he sent him the threatening letter. But he meant no harm. He just wanted to cause him some moments of anxiety, just to frighten him and disturb him, just the way he had been disturbed by Rajan Babu in his childhood by that incident, during that incident. So now he just wanted to take revenge. He just wanted to frighten him for a very short while, temporarily. So now he says that he was the one, that is the reason he sent him the threatening letter and also had worn the mask at night just to cause him some moments of anxiety. Now that he has already done that, so he says that let's forget everything and move on in our lives, because now he has already taken his revenge, so he is now at peace. So he says, now since everything is done, it's settled, so he says let's forget it and move on in life. So that's the story. It's of how they suspect, they're suspicious about somebody else, but the actual culprit is someone else. So students, I hope you have understood the story. Let's quickly go through the notes. Let's go through the notes of chapter 5, The Mask. Amiable means good-natured. Feluda was an amateur sleuth. Before moving as a paying guest, Tinkuri Babu made sure Rajan Babu had no objection to his weakness for cheroot. Antiques means old and valuable things. The three suspects were Dr. Phony Mitra, Mr. Ghoshal and Prabir. Dozed off means fell asleep. What does this mask smell of? What did the mask smell of? The mask smelled of cheroot. Tinkuri Babu missed the medal because Rajan Babu had tripped him during the race. In the next session, we will continue with the revision of chapter number 6, that is Brown Wolf. So students, I hope you all are watching the videos. Please go through the videos of chapter number 4 and 5. There are 2-3 parts for each of these chapters, that is chapter number 4 A, B, C, D and chapter 5 A, B, C videos are there. Please go through each of them and also go through the notes for these particular chapters. There are videos containing the notes for each of these chapters. Please do your revision well, learn all the meanings, read the textbook and go through all the summary notes. Take care, children. Wish you all the best in your exams. Do well and God bless you all. Thank you for watching.